Hi everybody, this is Anthony from Sunny Creates. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today we are going to be doing uh, the L installment of our A to Z times 2 series. So we are going to be doing, oh my greatness, it is layers. Wow, I thought it was lace and I prepared for lace. So I'm going to change that. I'm going to change that to lace because I've done all my preparations for lace. And then I probably will bring you the layers one. Yeah, so we'll leave the layers in there. And then today I will do lace. Ooh, yo, that was bad. But nevertheless, let's say it's a bumper issue, right? We are doing lace today, and we'll take it from there, and then we'll bring you layers some other time. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so what I have is I have a book page here, and I'm going to make a pocket with it with yes, and cover it with some lace, right? So let's see how wide and long is this book page. It really doesn't matter because it will depend on how big you want your pocket to be, right? So this is almost 23 centimeters wide, and and almost 14 and a half centimeters long. And I had cut this out from a book that I was altering, so that's why it looks a little one shorter. And 9 inches by let's see, 5 and 3/4 inches. Okay, so that's the measurements I'm using, and all I'm going to do is, so this is where it would have been attached to the spine. So I am not going to line that side up. I'm going to line the straight edge on this side up. So I'm just going to line it up like that. Okay, so as long as that lines up, I'm comfortable, and then I can just trim off whatever is on the other side. And as I mentioned, you can have your pocket any size you want to, depending on your journal, right? In this pocket here, so the tip on it is that if you are going to be having it as a floating pocket, then I would put maybe 2 or 3 pages together, stick 2 or 3 book pages together, so it's much sturdier. But if you're going to be using it as just a pocket that you're going to paste into your junk journal, then I'm comfortable with this. It also depends on your book pages and how thick they are. This is a relatively thick one. Okay, so I'm comfortable with that. And then you're going to see we are going to strengthen it a little bit just now. All right, so that's that. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to bring that fold in there, and then still again lining it up with the top straight edge. So if there's anything that's not so straight about it, then we can definitely cut it off. So if you see what I mean, so can you see here, right there, it's not very straight. Okay, so I'm going to cut it off on that side there. Okay, so just give me a second. See, yeah, sorry about that. I readjusted my my phone, because when I stood up to show it to you, I realized, yeah, phone wasn't quite right. So I'm going to just cut that edge out there and try to make it straight. This is not a self-healing mat, so I have to use a self-healing mat. And ladies, you know, if we look at some of the things, many crafters actually put out their 10 most important tools, or whatever the case may be. And I think everyone's differs according to the crafts that they do. And I can tell you one thing, okay? If you're in South Africa especially, and your cutters are quite expensive over here in South Africa. So if I could give you a tip, all right, I found that if you just have a self-healing mat and a good craft knife and a ruler that has a metal tip on it, you are quite okay. You know, you really are a for away for as long as you can manage. And then if you feel that this craft is for you, then you can invest in a cutter. And then the other thing I wanted to tell you is that if you are like me and you recycle a lot, because quite a bit of my items are actually done with recycled boxes and stuff like that, then I must say that a nice, a good quality guillotine is a must. Because even if you have your paper cutter, trust me, that's not going to work for your recycled stuff. Okay, so if you want to cut like tags out for recycled stuff, I mean from recycled products, or you know, cardboard boxes like your cereal boxes, then a good guillotine, I would say, is a must. Yeah. And I had mine many moons ago. I literally packed it away, and then but then I wasn't doing these crafts. I bought it for a totally different purpose. All right, so now look, I'm talking and I'm now forgetting what I wanted to show you. So yeah, so then I took it out, and I can tell you I use it every time I have a box. I bring it up to my craft room and I try to cut it into tags and then put it into a box, into a container, and there you go. Quickly, I know it's not part of the video, but you know, I like to recycle, so I must show this to you. So just cut them into all different sizes. Here, there's the 7.5 by 15. So I've got a lot to go through, but what I'm trying to do now is there's the ones that I use in my kitchen or whatever. Straight away I try to bring it up. Right, let's continue. Let's get to the real thing. Wanted to show you how to fold that page. And the reason why we've got this little flap over here is because we are going to stick it down that way, and it just looks a little bit neater. But you can, nothing stops you from, you know, folding it into the middle. Yeah, it's okay too. That doesn't matter. Right, so what next? So we're going to have that, and all I did then is I took a what's that thing called, a die cut, a die, and I ran it through my Cuttlebug, and I cut that whole square out there. And mine is a little bit decorative, so yeah. And then I inked up the edges with it, yeah, and I inked up the edges there. And I didn't ink these edges up because remember, I'm going to be putting it flat down as a pocket. Okay, and then that's what I did there. Right, so it looks something like that. Right. So what I did is I took, as you can see, it's so crooked, I took some cardboard, I mean not cardboard, acetate, but it's not the clear acetate, and it doesn't matter. I found this was the first one I found. So I got the clear acetate, but I found this I opened my drawer and I found this, so I'm using it. and I'm going to stick it on the window, around the window there. Okay, now let's do that. So I open that and I'm going to stick it around that window there, and I'm going to line it up as close to the fold on this side as possible. Now that's right, in the sense that that's down. Yes, that's down. Cool. And mine is a little bit bigger than normal. I mean, bigger than you need. And the reason why is because I just, this was the size. This was the size. I only had to cut out a little bit, you know, it was too long. But from the, in terms of the width, that was the width I got. And I was not going to faff around with it. So that's it. I'm gonna add it there. Like that. To that there. Cool. It's looking good. Right. You can use double-sided tape as well if your glue is not strong enough, but this glue is strong enough, so I'm okay with it. Now remember I told you we're going to strengthen it, so that's us strengthening it with acetate there. And now let's close it down. So I'm going to add the glue back onto the side. That's a good part about working with glue and not double-sided tape, hey? You get a second chance. But it must be quick. You must think about it quite quickly. So I've got that pocket now, halfway done. And what we're going to do now, and where the lace comes in, is that I am going to make a hole through here. Now I could have done it with what's the word, I could have done it beforehand, before I glued it, so you can do that if you want to. Now I'm just going to make a little hole here, and please don't do what I do. I mean, I've been doing this for a while now, and kind of, yeah, I kind of know where to do it. But the other day I did poke myself, but it wasn't because I was doing something like this. Funny enough, it was something else. But anyway, let's see what we're going to do. So I took a piece of lace here, and it was from a big piece of lace, and this is what I did. So I'll show you the lace. Oops. Yeah, it was something like that. It was some kitchen material. I mean, not kitchen material, you know, the ones you can put in your kitchen, the half and half types of ones. So I had something like this with a different pattern, and I just cut out some and I put it out there, and sorry, I'm going to be using it. And what are we going to be doing? We're going to be attaching it to that, so it becomes like a little cover for your pocket. But before we do that, let's add some decorations to this pocket. So here I've got a little brad, and I'm just gonna find a hole in this here, and I am going to put it through. Yeah. Oops, sorry. I mean to scare everybody. And there it is. So that covers that. Just want to add a little bit more glue here. So there you go. That is our pocket with our little lace window over here. All right. And maybe if I didn't put it so tight, I would have been able to swivel the, well, you can swivel the lace. Okay, out and then in again. There we go. And this year, the sunflower was part of my freebie on my Facebook group, Sunny Creates Junk Journals. Okay, and this is part of my bee kit. For the ladies who are on my Facebook group, Sunny Creates Junk Journals, when I posted this, I posted a larger version of all the sunflowers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post the the tinier version of this. So this is one of the tinier versions. And yes, believe it or not, I did fussy cut this. Okay, my silhouette is giving me some issues, so I couldn't, I don't know, it's just not aligning. Anyway, so it can be done. And then what I did is I used fossilized amber to fill in the white spaces over there. Yeah, so I think it's not bad. I don't think it's so bad. Yeah, so that's that. And then you can add anything you want to it. You can add a tag to it. You can add a some ephemera, like cut out fussy cut pieces in it and stuff like that. So that's that. Oh yeah, Sunny, that's great. You forgot to close the bottom of it. Let's close the bottom. And one more thing I wanted to do is that okay, so another tip. Today's videos I have tips on, when you finish cut out your die cuts and stuff like that, then whatever is left, just take a small little circle punch and punch them out, because they look, number one, I can use it to cover that brad on the inside. I can use it for that purpose. And then you can use it to punch a little hole in it. Okay, stop faffing with it, because the more you do that, the more you are going to move it around. Give it time to dry. Then I wanted to show you that, but I'm sure you already know this, right? It's nothing new that I am telling you, but just so you know, take two maybe, find the middle, don't be like me and not worry about what's the middle, punch a hole. I said find the middle. My disclaimer, I said find the middle. Clearly that's not the middle, but then they become hole reinforcers as well. And then all you do is you take your let's add this book here. Whatever color you want it to be, then you do that, and then they become hole reinforcers for your tags and stuff like that. Okay, so that's done. Now that was the first project. your pocket with your lace on it, even though it was supposed to be layers today. And for those that were looking forward to layers, I apologize profusely. There you go. How cute is that? How cute is that? Okay, and then just add it. And this was inspired by someone on Instagram. I don't know who. I'll have to check. Okay, but that's an inspiration from there. So let's leave that on one side and let's do the next one. So what did I do here now? Let's see. Just add that there. Right, so on this one here, I took lace and I put it into a laminating sheet, and then I ran it through my laminator. But I can tell you one thing, this is an 80 micron sheet, and I used it because I want to finish it off, and I knew what I was going to be doing with it. But if you want something sturdier, then you're going to have to use a higher micron laminating page. So I laminated it, but also you don't have to laminate it that way. You can put it through a you can put it in between two pieces of acetate, okay, recycled acetate, and then sew it up, or use two pieces of acetate and use a clear glue, or use two pieces of acetate with the you know, the lace in between, and use your two-sided tape. Depends. Okay, so what I did is I got something like this, and I then cut it out to look like that, to match this tag here, and I ran it through my sewing machine. You can't really see that because I used white thread. Okay, and then all it's going to do is it's going to and yeah, so you gotta be a little bit careful, obviously, when you run it through your sewing machine, because you don't want this to pucker up. But if your laminating is working well, lamination works well, okay, not your laminator, but how successful you are in laminating this, then you shouldn't have so much of puckering, right? So my laminating worked, I think, decently. Right, so I'm going to match it up. Just want to see which is the right side. I think that's the right side. I'm going to match it up like that, and I just left the little edges there that are scalloped, and I am going to then get my, yes, so this is another one that is great to have. I know this is a more expensive version, I understand that, but if you're going to be investing once off and you want something with a far reach, then I'm going to say go for that. Yeah, I know. Please, I fully understand how expensive it is. Just give me a second. I think it's about 750, 800 rand in South Africa. I paid, yes, I paid either, I think 700, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so it is expensive, ladies and gents, but if you think about, if you buy paper packs, or if you are buying, you know, other consumables, things that you need to rebuy or whatever, then it's not so, yeah, I don't want to say it's not so expensive, because it is expensive, right? So I'm just calculating 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, so I should have it at 4.5. 1 2 3 4, oh wow. Okay, sorry if I'm laughing, I'm just chuffed. I never ever normally get it right, as I proved to you just now. So when I do get it right, I get chuffed. Okay, I get happy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to make sure all are lined over here, and I'm going to punch it. That way. And there we go. Add that to it. Sorry. And then move it to here. Hold it in place. Now, if you wanted to flip, not flip, what's the word I'm looking for? Rotate. Swivel. That's the word. If you wanted to swivel, then don't put the brad. Don't put the eyelet, put the brad. Okay, but you can see it does still swivel, but yeah, if you don't want to use that, or if you don't even have this thing, the crocodile, then use the brad. Doesn't really matter. Now, why did I want it like that? Because you can write your secret notes over here. Now, I've got a marker that is going to rub off, but you can write your secret notes here. And nobody is going to, well, you can see it, but you can still do that. Put your secret notes there. Right, I'm gonna rub it off because remember, I don't have, this is gonna go onto here because it's not because it's not being permanent markers, but yeah. And that is that. And oopsie, then we have a little bow, whatever we want to add to it. Let's cover this. Like that. And it's a bit long. Add it like that. And like that. Yeah, so I just want to say that just want to thank people for subscribing to my YouTube channel. It's growing steadily and nicely, and loving all the comments that I'm getting. So I thank you for that. Thank you for my new subscribers, and welcome to my new subscribers. And thank you for my older subscribers that have been with me from the start of this journey. So thank you for your loyalty there as well. And I'm up to 255 subscribers at the moment, and you can imagine how excited I am. And remember that if you want to follow along on the series, you don't have to start from the beginning. Jump in whenever you want to. And as I mentioned before, do what works for you, for your project at that time. Not everything I do will or everything that you see out there will appeal to you at that particular point in time. But if you feel that something will appeal to you in future journals, save the video and to your watch list or wherever, and then you can always revisit it at some other time. And the good thing about watching YouTube videos is that you don't get to make the same mistakes we do, like what I did over here just now. I glued I glued it down, and then I realized. So when you watch the video, you realize, oh no, Sunny did that wrong, and yeah, she should have done it that way. And then you learn from that as well. and don't do it the way I did it. Make life easier for you, kind of a thing. So jump in at any time, do what works for you. Okay, save the video if you need it, and create when you want to, when it appeals to you. And so yeah, so remember, if you want, you can join my Facebook group on Sunny Creates Junk Journals. Post your stuff over there, post your freebies, post your creations there, just chat. There's freebies over there. Right now, I am going to be working on my Bustling Bees kit. Remember, I said if you have a bees kit, follow along. If you don't and you want to follow along, consider checking my Etsy store. She'll leave the link below for the Bustling Bees kit. That's going to be coming through to you. And use the ideas, make it work for you in whatever journal you are doing. So take care, everybody. I hope you have an awesome rest of the week, and stay blessed and have a blessed day. Bye bye from Sunny Creates.